Wow. Anyway, that was an epiphany for me just now. Thank you everybody for being here. Can we get 10 likes? I went up on Skyline Drive with my mom today. We saw several deer today. It was so cool. All right, so we are going to finish up the conclusion part of this book, A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. We have already talked about a lot of really interesting topics, including but not limited to, of course, black holes, wormholes, time travel, and string theory as a grand unification theory candidate. And now we're going to start to do the conclusion. Before you read, got a question for you. Of course, what is it, my friend Doro? Yeah, of course. Stephen is going to write books and we will read some. Yes, of course, we will get any chance we can get to read some of his books. Of course. And somebody already requested that that happens during the day. So I can read Stephen's book at some point. We already planned to. We already planned to do a chapter reading once he... Yeah, we already planned to do more. Once he adds a full chapter... Once he adds a chapter, then I'll do that chapter reading. And I can do it at a time that works for everybody. Okay, like maybe on a weekend or something. So that the full Stephen crowd can attend. I went up on Skyline Drive. Will you read more of Stephen's books? I was like, I am reading Stephen's book right now, Stephen Hawking, but you, of course you meant our friend Stephen. I had to do a double take. Thank you. You should do some physics tricks or a show and tell type video once. I'm doing a physics trick all the time here. See the angular momentum one? And then I can bring my arms in and that tells you about angular momentum conservation. Stephen Hawking went to... Oh, okay. All right, so we will talk about the conclusion of this book while I have patience with this particular class. And we will keep going. Oh, Baji. Baji is stretching over there as I speak. So we find ourselves in a bewildering world. We want to make sense of what we see around us and to ask, what is the nature of the universe? What is our place in it and where did it and we come from? Where? Why is it the way it is? Now we know that specifically speaking, we, as in you and I, we come from a gigantic nebula gas cloud thingamawitch, which condensated to make the sun and the planets in our solar system. And we are pretty metal enriched, as in we have nice metals in our system. You know, Earth even has gold. So we cannot be coming from a very early star, which would have been metal poor, etc., etc. Those stars had died and made new stars, and that made new stars. And whenever a star dies and spews all of its material into the interstellar space, ultimately you might make sort of a nebula or a gas cloud, and ultimately then here we are. And so having something as heavy as gold is an indicator that we cannot come from something too primitive. Okay? So that's in a little bit of a tidbit from me about where we come from. Let's see what he's saying as far as the universe goes, because what I just said is more specific to our solar system and this galaxy. I think he means the universe, okay? To try to answer these questions, we adopt some